That's good.
Come
That
along.
is good. That is good.
Apparently he had the same response. He thought it was pretty funny, but he had never showed up. So I wish there was a happier ending to that story.
Wow.
Anyway, why are we viewed in the realm we are? There are numerous reasons. Primarily, I feel the big reason would be we're at opposite ends of medicine. Medicine is looked at as being scientifically sound. Chiropractic is looked at as being kind of a voodoo art.
Yeah.
Actually, there's no basis for either of those arguments.
Yeah.
When the AMA has recently admitted that over 80% of what they do is not proven by clinical trial to be effective, and there are numerous studies proving the efficacy of chiropractic and the chiropractic adjustment. But there's no money in chiropractic. Let's face it, the chiropractic field is actually very cost effective. The average person can expect to pay somewhere between maybe $2,000 to $5,000 for annual amount of care,
right.
Maybe even less after the initial workup, provided there aren't any huge flare-ups or anything along those lines. So when you stretch that out over 10, 20 years, you're looking at a relatively small cost.
I find it fascinating, too, what you're saying, because most athletic organizations, they have a chiropractor on staff.
Yeah, USC football.
Right, yeah.
8 chiropractors.
8 chiropractors. That's amazing. That's really amazing.
California, University of California Bears, full of chiropractors.
They have a football team, you mean? The Bears have a I'm sorry.
Go
I'm
Bears.
sorry. That hurt. Ouch. We'll edit that out. We'll edit that thing out. We'll work on that one. Thank you.
The point being is that on the Division I level of college football, in the Pac-10 alone, I believe there are 5 schools, and beginning to become more accepted. On the National Football League level, about half of the teams are using chiropractic.
Amazing.
I don't know about baseball. I believe the Dodgers have at least one chiropractor that I know.
Wow.
And Lance Armstrong used the chiropractor as his primary medical doctor, if you will. Everyone went through him. They had anything done to Lance. He handled all the adjustments for him, as well as Lenny and all the PT. And he had the entire team beneath him that worked in conjunction to keep Lance and the entire Discovery team in one piece.
Wow. So chiropractic. I don't still know what to call it. What's
Just chiropractic.
Chiropractic is out of the cave.
Yeah, it's been around for over 100
Yeah.
years. It was originated or founded in the United States by a Canadian. You can hear 2 ends of that story. One is that he was a school teacher and he was a magnetic healer and he developed chiropractic that way. The other one is that he was a failed school teacher and he used to sell fish and, depending upon who tells the story. But basically, he was an educated man that kind of came about the theory of chiropractic after studying. He developed it after a chance meeting with his janitor in the building he had his magnetic healing practice in. As the story goes, he was telling a joke and he slapped him on the back as he was laughing, and the janitor was deaf. And after being slapped on the back, he gained some hearing in his ear.
Wow.
He thought he found a cure for deafness.
Well, that was a great segue because I was going to ask you about the history of chiropractic. What are some of the benefits of chiropractic care?
Well, tremendous, far-reaching. It was originally founded to be a primary care or a primary form of health care. In other words, its basis is that there are no drugs, no surgery, and that the body is a self-healing, self-regulating organism, and that the purpose of it is to maintain motion in the spine so that all the nervous tissue, all your nerves and your spinal cord, are free from interference.
Right.
And then with the full motion in the spine, that expression of life can be at its maximum.
I'm going to interject here because that work that you're talking about, I myself have been through it, and I'll tell you, it was the most informative time I've ever spent with a doctor. I mean, the things that we talked about and the information you gave me, it's invaluable. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. I don't even have words. It's just amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Does proper nutrition, does it play a part after, okay, the work has been done, you've have the analysis and so forth. Does proper nutrition have any bearing after?
Tremendous amount. The chiropractic is not your silver bullet. It is certainly one of the arsenal of health. Health comes from proper sleep, proper exercise, good diet, proper thought process for clearing out your head from all the negativity, and then stabilizing the central nervous system, which is what we do here. As far as diet goes, it's invaluable. It is the raw material that you need to function. Without good nutrition, there is no raw material for the cells to do what they're meant to do.
Right. No, I was just going to have a couple more questions I want to ask you. I want to revisit this workup thing, or the workup. That's how you determine the needed care for each individual? Can you kind of touch on that a little bit?
Well, in our office, we won't touch anyone unless we have an X-ray. Now, caveat on that is, if a pregnant lady comes in, we're not going to be shooting any X-rays.
Of course not.
Or a small child.
You're sure it's doesn't cover that, right?
But, no, there's some legal issues here. Ethical issues. So young children and pregnant women, no, we wouldn't X-ray them. But everybody else is getting an X-ray, number one. So we need the blueprints of what the structure looks like. Number two, we need to figure out what a patient can or cannot do. So how well they turn and bend is vitally important, and measuring that. We also measure the amount of temperature on the spine, on the surface of the skin. This is regulated by the central nervous system, so it is a measurement that we can use to assess how well the central nervous system may be functioning. Is there any interference in the system? And we might be able to pinpoint it through the measurement of temperature. Secondarily, we measure muscle tension through microvolt measurement on the surface of the skin as well. This is done on the spine. We start at the base of the head and go all the way down to the tailbone. And those measurements